Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 7. This topic is going to be about when to let go and when to save shields, and it's actually going to be in Halloween Cup. Taking a break, talking about the Umbreon, Nidoqueen, and Defense Deoxys team. I will come back to that, especially because it's like April right now, and it's we're transitioning to an Open Great League part of Interlude season pretty soon, but before Halloween Cup is done, I wanted to share one of the teams that I used, and I didn't build a lot of new stuff for this round of Halloween Cup. There's stuff that I would like to build, like a better Quillfish. I think I've got one. It's like a lower CP. It's got one move. Wasn't quite ready to use it. It is good in this cup though. Wormadam was one I was looking at. Still not ready to build those yet. So I looked around at what I have, and I definitely already had an Obstagoon, a Drapion, and a Shadow Nidoqueen, of course. So I figured I would try this as an ABV team, and it didn't do too poorly. It actually did okay for a few days. So I wanted to share some of the battles, and again, this team is not like gold standard, gonna beat everything team. This is one that I built with the, well, I already had it built in terms of the Pokemon themselves, but I built a team based on what I already have and thought I would give it a shot. So with that said, let's jump into the battles, but with a focus on talking about when to shield and when to let go. And so what do I mean by when to let go? Basically, I mean when to not shield. Okay, jumping into finding opponent for match 1. Little bit of a queue time there, not much. Alright. We've got Obstagoon into their Drapion. So this is not too bad of a matchup right here. I'm going to stay in. I don't want them to catch. So I build over 1 cross chop, and then I throw. Sometimes I build up to more than that. And then I also want to go in, I want to start testing what they have. So I know that a Sludge won't do, Sludge is kind of inefficient there. He could have done about the same amount of damage with Crunch. Fortunately, when they bring their Dragon in here, their Dragalge, now I've got nearly 2 Crunches. We got a defense buff, defense debuff on the first Crunch. Probably going to shield this, we get a shield. And now I have to decide, can I reach another one, or should I let go? And I don't think I'm going to reach another one, so I let go. Okay. I have a little bit of energy on Goon, and also Goon won't take super effective damage from an Aqua Tail, so it was an easy choice for me. And at this point, I'm still up a shield, and I'm pressuring them to either shield again, or they have to let go. So they decide to let go. They come back in with Drapion, and if they'll let me get to a cross chop, then I will. But I don't like the amount of farm that they did, so I decide to shield. And now they come in with Azu. So I have energy. I think they have energy on their Drapion. I have energy. Whoa, hold up, timeout. They don't want to play this out. So they must think that that the Nidoqueen is going to survive and get off maybe another Fang on their Drapion, and then I still have a lot of energy on my my Obstagoon. All right, so it actually paid off to let my Drapion go in that first match. Let's see about match 2. 2 of 5. So this time we have Goon into Dragalge. So you see me do a slight overcharge and then decide to throw before they dip out with energy. And they're probably going to stay in is what I'm thinking, but I'll see what I can build too. I think they're just going to go Aqua Tail, so I don't want to shield. Okay. I did 1 and then threw. And they did 1 as well. Now they're committing a shield. So it does make me wonder what they have in the back. But I know I've got a 2-shield Drapion, 2-shield Nidoqueen, able to sort of take on the world. And I actually decided to go Nidoqueen here. I know that I'm going to have to shield, because I don't think this is going to KO. I don't think it's going to knock out. It's very close. Oh! But they don't get their Aqua Tail off, and I still emerge with Farm of energy, and they come in with Azu. And so what I could do here is keep my shields. I could stay in and do a lot of damage, or I could keep my shields and swap to. Well, now I just have to swap. So I guess they didn't want me to build to the Earth Power and threaten the Wormadam with that. But now I have basically effectively 2 poison to threaten their Azu and 2 shields. I could really like over farm and 2 shield the Drapion here if I want to. Or I can just make it a goal to try to get the Wormadam super low or KO'd and then have Nidoqueen bring this home. So there's a couple of win cons here, but why not go ahead and push to see what they are going to pick as their win con, or effectively their lose con. Alright, so at this point I know that Drapion has the move. They must have been counting. But here's the thing, I survive an Ice Beam. There we go. And I get off the Sludge, and at this point that Azu has got to shield, and then I get a 1-shield Nidoqueen ready to take the match home. And so that was another decision of letting it go, letting a charge move go. You know that if the damage is not going to knock you out, you may not have to shield, especially if you have another closer like the Nidoqueen. Alright, so there was 2 let it goes. The Goon in that match in the very front end, and then the Drapion at the end. Okay, this is probably where I want to see Wormadam. I'm going to stay in, now they swapped out and they brought their own Goon. I'm going to stay in long enough to get a cross chop off, and then I have to decide, do I want to like try to catch a cross chop? And I decide to try to catch it on Nidoqueen. Let's see what they threw though. They went for Slash, which means they were trying to get the boost. And so I think maybe I need a shield. Let's see, I can't remember if I let it go. Oh, I did let it go. So I see why. So now I can just farm down, throw the Earth Power that I built to. Even I'm so tempted, like even I get so tempted to shield my Nidoqueen, but I forgot that in this match I let it go. Because now I minimize the amount of farm, I get their shield. Now we're up 2 shields. I think I have energy on Goon already. So I'll throw the Night Slash, get some damage, and potentially just let Goon go if they throw a move, because I'll have a 2-shield Drapion to take on whatever's in the back. And surely it's something that dark or poison moves can hit hard on either way. Okay, they catch the move, the second Night Slash on Azu. So now I just need to overfarm. We're going to shield. Not going to shield the first one, but we are going to shield. Again, why let that Ice Beam go? Because we know it doesn't KO. We know that the Wormadam is still holding on to a lot of energy, and they might have their own move. So we do know that we are going to commit at least 1 shield in this matchup on the second Ice Beam. And potentially, I can farm down or I can throw. And I just have so much energy, I just say, alright, let's go for it, I'll throw. And I should still have the crunch, but I know that they need to throw, so we do the outnumber closer move, where I swap to the Pokemon that has the least amount of energy, and pressure them to throw. They can't confusion me down here before I get to a move, plus I have a shield in case they had a second move, which they don't. And there we go. So that's another match where I know I'm going to have to shield at some point with the Azu, but I can let a first Ice Beam go because it just doesn't do enough on a Drapion. On a Nidoqueen, that'd be a different story. Alright, so I've got Obstagoon into Scizor, so I could go for a Cross Chop, but in the event that they catch, it'd be better that they catch a Night Slash, and Night Slash would actually do stab damage to a Scizor if they didn't catch. They do catch on a Crobat, and then I know that in terms of getting rid of this Crobat, Nidoqueen is going to do it the fastest with its ability to rip through the Crobat's defense. I debate back and forth about whether or not I want to commit a shield, and I said, well, the Scizor can do a lot of damage, I'm just going to let it go. And there we see me let it go, and they go straight for the Shadow Ball. So if they still have something in the back that is poison, then I have at least Drapion to take it on, but if they have something weak to poison, then I also have Drapion. They come back in, so I wonder what they're weak to in the back. Makes me think maybe it's another Drapion or something. We get a shield, and we get a boost, so I think now it's actually worth committing a shield to Cocoon, because we're not taking super effective hits, and let's see, I think I live, this is a X-Scissor or a Night Slash. Definitely live a Night Slash. Okay. They come into their own Poison Dark Hybrid. It's not Drapion, it is a Alolan Muck. And so I'm going to go ahead while I'm boosted and get a Cross Chop off. We get some decent damage. The Muck is below half already. And I can tank the first one, especially if it's an Acid Spray. They don't go for the Acid Spray, they go for Dark Pulse. And doubling up or close to it, I'm going to go ahead and throw a Crunch. See if they shield or not, and then make a decision on what to do. And from here, I need to keep overcharging, but I don't yet have to shield. Because that Dark Pulse, if they had a better option here, they'd be throwing it, but that Dark Pulse just isn't going to be enough. To KO, I get to farm down, build to 2 crunches, and now we're at enough to threaten not only a shield, but also deliver the final blow afterwards. And I still go in and I'm able to counter down with the boon. Alright, so in that case it actually paid to let go of the Nidoqueen, because we knew they had a counter to it anyways, and we had a diverse moveset team that can handle their backline. Okay, final match, and we have Obstagoon into a Quillfish. Now this is I think it's a Water Gun Quillfish, so it's not going to get to moves quite as fast. And I noticed that, and I decided to stay in and tank an Aqua Tail. And now I need to watch out for any catching they try to do. They're still in, so I'm going to go for the first Night Slash. And here they go, and they catch the second. And I should have been a little more careful about that. I should have expected that. Again, now I feel like I can get a Poison Fang off, and I am going to have to consider investing a shield into the Nidoqueen here. But at least for right now, we can start ripping through the Skunk. And this is where I decide, you know, it is still important to go ahead and get rid of the Skunk as fast as we can. And if I can get rid of it and still emerge with energy, that'd be great. But they are at a second move. I'm going down 2 shields, so I am not letting it go. And then now I've got to be careful about what I'm going to do with this energy. Alright. Don't know if they just want to tank some energy on Umbreon and then split, but I'm going to stay in and then ultimately swap. Now we're going to pressure the Quillfish with a shield. They don't necessarily have to, but I got the boost, and then we took, with some boosted counters, we took the Quillfish low. And then now this is going to be 2-on-1 with Umbreon after I get rid of the Quillfish with the Drapion. Quillfish is going to get the Drapion low with these Water Guns and Aqua Tail, but I think we can Poison Sting down. They have to decide. They go for a Snarl. They decide if they want to throw their move or not. It looks like they probably want to Snarl me down here. My timer's up, and now we get to do that Shadow Earth Power, which doesn't KO, but it does quite a bit. If they have Psychic on their Umbreon, now would be the time to throw it, but they don't. It's just a foul play. And if I can get to that Fang, I take this game. I get to that Fang. And so this game was one where I decided that it wouldn't be worthwhile to let it go. So you saw me double shield the Queen, and in that last match it paid off because the Quillfish didn't have quite enough energy to throw a move, even though it still could have threatened Nidoqueen with the water guns. But I had so much that I could either straight up Earth Power it, or I could do Double Fang. So these were some matches where in Halloween Cup in April, in the Interlude season, I decided to use Pokemon that I was already familiar with and already have built. So I didn't have to necessarily like build something new. And I ran it like an ABB team where the front leader was Dark type and then double poison in the back, but one of my poisons is also dark for that flexibility. And then we saw 5 matches where basically I was able to make decisions about whether to let something go or not. And the 5th one was really the only one where I didn't necessarily let it go, and I double shielded the Nidoqueen in order to basically build up enough energy to be a threat. Yeah, in the other 4 matches, you did see me decide to let it go, so to speak, and not shield and commit shields elsewhere because of basically considering whether or not I'll even get to another move was one rationale. And then another rationale was considering who's going to be more effective as the next Pokemon to come in and take on their swap or their lead, or who's going to be effective as a closer. So when you are making those decisions, you should be considering those things, but you should also be asking yourself, is the move they're going to throw going to knock out my Pokemon? And so you saw in several matches where I didn't necessarily have to shield the Drapion right away or at all in some interactions with the Azumarill because they aren't running Hydro Pump in this cup. They're often, well, some people might be, but most are running Ice Beam and Play Rough, and most of the Azus are throwing Ice Beam as soon as they get it, and that just doesn't do enough damage to knock out the Drapions. So with that said, thanks for watching another episode. I will have one more on this team in Halloween Cup, and it's going to be about when to bait and when to throw big. So look out for that episode next. Peace out.